Hi guys, in the introduction of Indian Contract Act, we would have told what are the topics that we are going to cover. The last 15 to 20 seconds, I would have marked all these things and said that it is going to be very important to cover the MCQs. Though the audio would have been in mute, that is what I would have conveyed. So there is nothing to be covered from there. I would have just said, now we are going to cover that from the MCQs angle. So let's go and see what is there in the MCQs relating to Indian Contract Act 1872. Now, this is what I would have told at the end, saying that these are the breach of contract, which is non-fulfillment of obligations, that I would have told you. And then indemnity and guarantee. Differentiate between, I will tell you, these are the special contracts. So you can try to remember that these are all special contracts and you can accordingly get questions relating to it. Agents, what are the types of agency you have, types, duties, rights, and termination. This is what I would have told in the last 20 seconds of the previous video on introduction. Now, let's go inside the concept and see what are the MCQs. MCQs in the sense, you should understand one thing. When I say MCQs, when I give you choices, you will never be able to understand the concept. So what I have done, without choices, I would have prepared more concepts relating to ICA that we will try to go and cover. Now, I hope you will be able to see this font very clearly. So the first thing is going to be what? The first thing is going to be the question and answers. Let's go and see one after another. Now, P agrees to pay a certain sum to Q. Okay. If Q brings on earth a star from sky, this is what contract. Now, do you think you can bring any star from the sky? Brings on earth a star from sky? It is not possible. Do you think you can enforce it in the court of law? Do you even think it is going to happen? No, it is not going to happen. So when you cannot enforce in the court of law, it is called void contract. It cannot be enforced in the court of law. They will ask you choices like what is A, valid, B, void, C, voidable, none of these. All these options they will give. I will take you through all the types of contracts, but this is not possible. So it is void contract. Easy to remember? Yes. Indian Contract Act 1872 is passed by Indian Parliament. You obviously know whenever you wanted to move from a bill to act, it should be passed by the Parliament only. And obviously we are in India, Indian Parliament. So I wanted you to read this two times when you are listening to this video. So it should be making you very strong with the concept. Next concept. In an auction sale, X is the highest bidder. Bid means what? You go and ask for a higher price. Who bids it and who wants to pay for a higher price, they will pay and get that particular property. In an auction, that's what we call it as auction sale. X is the highest bidder. Auctioneer accepts the offer by speaking but striking, but by not speaking but striking the hammer on the table. So he is not speaking, but he is just striking the hammer. Now, what is this concept is what they are asking. That's what they are saying. The answer is going to be implied acceptance. Written express means either you will write it or orally you will tell. Here writing also is not there. Oral also is not there. He is showing by action. He hits the hammer on the table. It is action. So it is going to be what acceptance? It is going to be implied acceptance. Are we clear till this? So we will take you through 30 by 30 or 40 by 40 MCQs. When you listen to that 5 videos accordingly, you will be able to complete it very, very easily. Next. A inquires from B, will you purchase my cow for $100? Now B is reciprocating, saying, I shall purchase your cow for rupees 100, provided you purchase my parrot for $120. Now what is that he is doing? A is going to give a offer to B. B is accepting. B is saying, I will accept, but I will offer you something, you accept. So two way there are offer and acceptance. On the counter level, counter means opposite side, they wanted to do something. So what they are saying, it is what offer? They are saying it is called counter offer. Counter offer means what? You give me something, I will do. I give you something, you also do. So counter offer is what they will call in Indian Contract Act. So whatever is going to be so important, I will mark it in green color. So it is going to help you in a really strong way. Are we clear? So the next one. Now, the most important thing is first you need to understand what are the bases. Now I am not going in a flow and telling you for a simple reason. When you cover all this indirectly, you will know the full of Indian Contract Act 1872. Are we clear? So what I am going to do, I am going to cover one after another. You don't need to look into me. So I will take you through without the video for some time. So what is that they are trying to say? Which one of the following promises is enforceable? Now, generally enforceable means what? It should happen. It should happen. So what is that they are saying? X promises to pay rupees 5,000 to Y who saved from drowning. That means this is possible. Now there will be three other choices which they will say it is not going to be possible at all. So the point is very simple. X promises to pay rupees 5,000 to Y who saved from drowning. So it is going to be possible, allowed as per Indian Contract Act, enforceable. So the point is very simple. Now what they are talking about, they are going to talk about and say what is enforceable, what is not enforceable, what is allowed as per in the court of law, what is not allowed as per in the court of law. So are we clear with that first five? Yes, let's go to the sixth one. Which of the following is false? Generally, they will ask you some questions. What you should see, read all the four options and say which is okay, which is valid, which is void, which is voidable. Now, how you will know? You can ask me, sir, how we will know that what is valid, void, and voidable? Now, just see, I'm going to the next tab in this Excel sheet. See what I'm showing? Types of contracts. I have shown here what is valid, what is voidable, what is void, what is enforceable contract, what is unenforceable contract, what is illegal contract or illegal agreement. Now, when I tell these MCQs, which will easily cover some 400 fill in the blanks, you can go and write what all I told under valid, you can go and fill the sheet. Where and all it is voidable, you can go and fill the sheet. It will become easy for us to proceed further. Are we clear? So anyways, I will take you through to make yourself really stronger. What is enforceable? We have already covered. So I'll mark this in yellow color. Next, which of the following statement is false? Now, containing a term of non-compliance. Now, this you will read this in rules of acceptance. So what I'm writing? Rules of acceptance. There you will study what is allowed, what is not allowed. They are saying here, I am going to not comply, but will that be acceptance? No. So non-compliance will not amount to acceptance. So the point is, the what is following is false. So that's what they are saying. Now the beauty is, guys, whenever they ask a question relating to MCQ, there can be three types of questions. Positive question, direct answer. Negative question, which is false. This question and all is negative question. The third is which is non-negative. Non-negative is otherwise called what? Positive. So non-negative is otherwise called what? What are not the exceptions? Not exceptions, non-negative. What are not the exceptions means what and all is allowed, non-negative. So the beauty you will have to understand in that way. Are we clear with this? Next. A agrees to sell to B a horse for 25,000 if he wins the race and for 15,000 if he does not. Now the point is, they are saying, if you want, I will agrees to sell if he wins. If he is not agreeing, then 15,000. Now the horse wins the race. Now the point is, this is not enforceable in the court of law because it is not allowed. It is more like a gambling that is not allowed. The betting, gambling and all is not allowed. So it is not enforceable in the court of law. So it is void. What is going to be more like a gambling is called wagering agreement, lottery and choice. Like by choice, either you do this or do that. Betting, what you do in the cricketing, that, this and all these are wagering, not allowed. You cannot perform all this. So it is called void and wagering. So the wagering concept is going to be very important. Wagering means what? Which is not allowed as per in the court of law. So it is illegal. Wagering agreement. Are we clear with this? Yes. So now what we wanted to do is we are going to cover whatever is relating to your Indian Contract Act 1872. Now we were talking about the wagering agreement, void and wagering. We told that very, very clearly and strongly. Now the law of contract extends to whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir. Now here there is going to be a small change for a simple reason. Why? Because after the Article 370 repealing, it will be applicable to the whole of India. You don't need to bother whether it will be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. You can just say whole of India. So you can happily remove this and make it really, really strong. So the point is whole of India. You don't need to separately say Jammu and Kashmir. Are we clear? Now, what is enforceable? I told you. I told enforceable means allowed as per the contract, allowed as per the court of law. What is not enforceable? It is called unenforceable. See the next one, whole of India. I will mark this in yellow, so it's making you strong. Dash contract is good in substance, but suffers from technical defect. That means it is not fully done. It is a good only, but it is not proper. It is incomplete. They cannot say it is enforceable contract. They can only say it is unenforceable contract. Are we clear? So this is one way of remembering things. Next, see the next point, you will understand whether it is valid or void. I've already told you, prepare a list called valid, void, voidable, enforceable, unenforceable, illegal and all. I told you in the next tab that we are going to prepare. So where and all valid, void, you can go and fill the sheet and it can make yourself stronger. X promises to pay Z rupees 5 lakhs, whatever the amount is. If Z can make his dead wife alive, will you be able to bring the dead people alive, bring back? No, it is not possible. So do you think it is valid? No, it is void. Are we clear? So in the next page, you can go and see void, bring the dead wife alive. Are you able to see this? Bring the dead wife alive is not possible. So I have already told it is going to be void. Are we clear? So like this, I wanted you to prepare. Next, agreement is defined in which section? Like that, there are 3-4 sections. Every definition will be covered in section 2 only. Section 2 subsection E is for the agreement. Are we clear? Section 2 subsection E is for your agreement. So you can easily cover that and make yourself stronger. Now, this is for your what? Agreement. Next, X makes a proposal to Y, which Y accepts. But before the acceptance came to the knowledge of X, before it comes back to X, what happens? Y revokes his acceptance by telegram. Now, first he is accepting. Before the acceptance reaches the X, Y revokes the acceptance by telegram. That means which comes faster, which comes quicker, which comes first will be taken into consideration. Now, what is when is the revocation complete? When the revocation is complete, which is coming first? Whether it is coming through your telegram or normal procedure, telegram only will come first. So revocation is complete when the telegram is received by X, because that is the first thing that you receive. Very simple. When the revocation of offer and acceptance, revocation means what? Taking back, I am not accepting. In that you should understand which comes to the offeror first is the correct one. Whether he is accepting or revocating, which is coming first is going to be very important. Are we clear? Next, when the parties exchange identical offers in the ignorance of each other, without knowing, when they try to prepare something, what offer it is called. When I said this, I wanted to connect with counter offer. Counter offer, what did he say? You get my dog for 100, I will get you parrot for 120. Then only it is possible. What is that offer called? Counter offer. Here, I wanted to give an offer to another person. They wanted to give me an offer without we knowing that there is going to be an offer and acceptance. Ignorance at the time of each other offer. What is that offer called? Cross offer. So the keyword you will have to remember is I am ignorant. Cross offer. I know something. We are doing a counter offer. Then it is counter offer. Are we clear? This is going to be one of the most important perspective for you to remember. What is the next one? Agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more parties, but not at the option of other. This is called voidable. What does that mean? What is good for me may not be good for the other. For example, somebody comes and without my knowledge, I have my shirt, I have the money in my pocket. Somebody comes and takes the money from my pocket when I'm not there. When I'm not there, I put the shirt in the hanger. Somebody comes back and takes the money and then go. Is that good or bad? You will immediately say, sir, depends on the situation. When without knowing, they come back and take the money from the pocket, then it is bad. But when they have already asked the permission yesterday from me saying that I will take money from your pocket, I said yes. Now that becomes valid. So it is at the option of parties, whether it is okay or not okay, depends on the parties. We call it as what contract? Voidable contract. So that is going to be easy way. So valid, void, voidable. All the three it has to be done. Next. X invites Y for his son's wedding. Y accepts the invitation. In this case, there is an agreement but no contract. I agreed. X and Y agreed. X invites son for his son's wedding. Y is also going. But is that a contract? No, because there is no intention to create a legal relationship. You are asking, you are inviting me, I am coming. Agreed. But contract will you enter? No, because agreement in when it is enforceable in the court of law only is called what? Contracts. Here there is no legal relationship. So it is not going to be a contract. Are we clear? So the point you will have to understand is very, very simple on this. Yes. Are you understanding the one? So let's go to the next one. What is that they are trying to say? X offers to sell his house to Y for rupees 10 lakh rupees and states that the letter that the offer wants to would be considered as accepted if acceptance is not communicated within a certain time. So see, let's take for an example, there is two people involved. One fellow wants to sell the house, another fellow wants to buy the house. He said, if you are accepting, tell me within 5 days. Then I will take that as an acceptance. Now, the point is, see the understanding of the example again. X offers to sell his house to Y for 10 lakhs and state that in his letter that the offer would be considered as accepted only when it is communicated within a certain time. But here acceptance is not communicated within a certain time. Here the letter of X would not amount to proposal because that fellow itself is not properly giving a perspective. Then how Y will accept? Will not be able to accept. So it is not amounting to proposal. Proposal means what? Offer. Yes, would be considered as accepted if the acceptance is not communicated. That means proposal itself is not proper. Only when the offer is proper, the acceptance will be proper. Otherwise, it will not be. So the next one, L says to J, I shall sell my house. Will you buy? J says, yes, I shall buy. The agreement is void. Why? They have not fixed a price. They said, I will get, you will also get. This fellow will think 20 lakhs, that fellow will say 10 lakhs. Now, price is uncertain. Now, without saying, do you wanted to buy the house? Yes, I will buy. Okay, that's all. What will be the price? What they are going to agree between each other. So the agreement is void. It cannot be enforceable in the court of law because the price is uncertain. Are we clear? So the keyword you will have to understand is very strong. Executed consideration is what? An act done in response to a positive promise. That means promise is done. Now I am going to execute the consideration. I am going to pay. What did I tell you? Promise plus consideration becomes agreement. Now, when the consideration will be executed, only when the promise is pakka. Promise plus consideration only is agreement. No, first promise will come. So if promise is pakka, then consideration also can be done very easily. If you know the basics really strong, it becomes a very easy perspective of covering things. Which one of the following constitutes an offer in a self-service store? What is that? The self-service means what you itself can do. You itself can pick up an article and ensure. Now, I wanted my product to be taken. I will go and pick the product, then I will bill it and come. That's all. So self-service means that's all. See, answer is very simple. Picking up an article and approaching the cashier's desk for the payment. Self-service. So automatically you will be able to cover this. Next. In case of illegal agreement, it is going to be void. This is very simple. Now, guys, beyond a point of time, we can go inside the concept because same thing. Illegal is definitely not enforceable in the court of law. Correct or not? See the next one. Yes agrees to sell his DVD player to R, promising to deliver it on the date of payment. These two people are agreeing to sell a DVD player. R promises to pay the amount 1 month hence. This is an example of two ways. No. So you are also agreeing to sell after 1 month. I am also agreeing to pay after that. So the obligations are complete. So two way, it is bilateral. Only one way means it is unilateral. Two-way means it is bilateral contract. Next, goods displayed in a shop window with a price label will amount to. Now, I am only displaying. If you want, you can get. If you don't want, you don't want it to get. There is a display outside the market on the vegetable. Here, fresh vegetables will be sold. Now, that is what that is inviting for you to offer. They are bringing you back. They are not forcing you by pulling your hand. They are saying, this is my display. If you want, you can come and get. What is that? The goods displayed is called what? Invitation to offer. Now, the beauty is, I started with a concept like offer, acceptance. Offer plus acceptance is promise. Promise plus consideration is agreement. Agreement enforceable in the court of law is called contract. Now, before the offer, there can also be invitation to offer. So what I am going to write here, I am going to write, it will precede the offer. What does that mean? Before the offer, invitation to offer can come, may or may not. So that should be understood. The communication of an acceptance is complete against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of proposer. That means what? When my acceptance is complete, when the other person knows that I have accepted. So the communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of proposer. When I know that fellow has accepted, then the deal is full. If he is not telling me, how will I know that whether it is communicated or not? So it is at the knowledge of the proposer. Are we clear? Next, the juristic concept of contract is offer and acceptance. Very simple concept. It will start with offer and acceptance, then only promise, consideration and all. Innocent promise collateral to the main illegal promise contained in a contract. Already the promise is illegal. So overall the contract is illegal contract or illegal agreement. Very simple point for us to understand this. Are we clear? Yes, we will go to the next one. Yes, suffered a reward to anyone who returns his lost dog. Dog is lost. So he is offering for a reward. F bought the dog to yes without having heard of the offer. He did not know that there is an offer announced without knowing that fellow brought. Which of the following is correct? There are some 4 options. Very simple. F do not know about the award. So F is not entitled to the reward. Are you clear? If he knows, then F should definitely get the reward prize. Here they don't need to get for a simple reason. F do not know about that. Are we clear? What is the next one? A, by a letter dated 10th January 2008, offers to sell his house to B for rupees 40 lakhs. Okay. The letter reaches B on 17th Jan 2008. Who posts his acceptance on 18th January? Now, See the dates and all. 10th January, there is a letter. Offers to sell his house. That letter reaches by B by 17th Jan. He is saying, yes, I will agree to it. And that letter reaches the other person, A by 18th. Post his acceptance on 18th, reaches him on 30th. Here the communication of offer. Offer when it is complete, the moment when it reaches B itself, offer is complete. You should understand offer first, then acceptance. When the offer is complete, when the other person gets it, offer is complete. So 10th Jan letter dated. Reaches B 17th Jan. B is giving the acceptance on 18th. It reaches the other person on 30th. Now they are not asking acceptance, they are asking offer. Offer when it will be complete. When the letter reaches the B on 17th Jan itself, it is complete. Easy? Yes. So that's what they are trying to cover here. Now in the same example, see the next one. In the above question, the communication of acceptance is complete against A on 18th Jan and against B on when B will know that it reaches A when it is reaching A 30th Jan. So 30th January 2008. This fellow will understand that yes, that it reaches that fellow. Now the communication is complete. Are we clear? So what is that they are trying to say? Next is offer allowed to remain open for acceptance over a period of time is known as, there are various offers, general offer, standing offer, open offer. So that is what we wanted to call it as all the above. So there are three names of covering a open offer. So they will give all the names. You can say open offer. You can also write it and keep open offer, standing offer, continuing offer. Are we clear? So that name, when you see, you will say, yes, all the three are correct. So all the above. That's what they are saying. Offer to public in general is known as what? General offer. To the public to overall basis, they will call it as general offer. Are we clear? Yes. So this and all is going to be covered. What is the next one? See the next one. A invited B for a dinner at his house. Okay. He invited the other person. B did not come on the appointed day. What will happen? A cannot sue B. Why? Agreed. No legal relationship. We have already covered an example like this. I have agreed, but legal relationship is not there. You asked me, I agreed. Promise plus consideration. Agreement only has happened. There is no enforceability in the court of law. They are not agreed anything for a legal relationship. So there was no intention for a legal relationship. Are you clear? Promise is otherwise called what? Accepted proposal. We already told promise is equal to offer plus acceptance. So they will ask you this question. So we need to be careful about this. So I'm marking it in green color. Now, all the contracts are agreements. Correct or not? Yes. All the agreements are not contracts. The answer is true. Why? Because contract is a smaller term. Agreement is a bigger term. All the agreements are, all the contracts are definitely agreements. But all the agreements are not contracts. Because agreements, only when it is enforceable in the court of law is called contract. Are you clear? What is the next one? All the transactions are illegal. Then the remaining transactions are also illegal. We already covered. Agreement enforceable with the court of law is called what? Contract. We already told this. Now, after some 20, it will be more like repetition only. So easily you will be able to cover. B's son is lost. A goes in search of B's son. B makes an offer to pay 1,000. A finds B's son. Can A claim? A do not know that there is a knowledge offer. We have already covered this, correct? So you don't need to pay him the reward because he does not know. Yes. So the next one. A sent a proposal for sale of goods to B through a letter. However, the letter was still in transit. A sent the letter of revocation of offer to B, which was received by B before the first letter reached B. Now, what is that the point is? The contract is going to be valid. Why? Because either they should offer or they should accept. First, they wanted to say revocation. Then before it reaches, they wanted to give that whether I wanted to continue or not. So the answer is going to be valid. Are you understanding? Very simple. I told you what first reaches them, that only is the answer. Voidable contracts. Option of the parties. I told you picking the money from the pocket. Depends on the option. You will have to consider that. Next, B sends an acceptance through telegram to A and it was lost in transit due to mishandling of the postman. Still it is valid because in telegram, when you wanted to give, this fellow has accepted. Because the postman has missed out, somehow it will be communicated. So the contract is valid. The essential element of valid contract, very simple, offer, acceptance, promise and all will be given in the choice. So the answer is going to be all of these. Now this question is going to be an exam question. Cash withdrawn, mostly they will ask all this in the exam, but unique questions. Cash withdrawn through ATM of a bank is called tacit contract. Why? Is that a contract? Yes, but you are not dealing men with men, or men includes women obviously. So not men with men, men with the ATM, automated teller machine. So behind that machine only bankers will be there. So it is not direct contract. So it is called tacit contract. Are you clear? Contract is what? Enforceable in the court of law. We have already covered this. Next, A asked B, a watch repair, to repair his watch without forming any contractual relationship because that fellow is not speaking, but still legal relationship is coming. He is not speaking or writing. What it is called, I already told you, implied contract. No writing, no speaking. A price list, I am showing you the price list. I am not pulling your hand. What it is called, invitation to offer. Are you clear? I smuggled some goods. What it is called? Legal or illegal? Undoubtedly illegal. A one-sided contract. I told you two-sided contract is called bilateral. Only one side it is happening means it is called what? Unilateral. A contract known by contact of parties is called tacit contract. Do you remember? That's what I told you, ATM. Now, tacit contract is more like an implied contract. No speaking. Will you speak with the ATM and all? No. So, we will become insane when we speak with the ATM. So, we are not going to do that. Collateral agreement to an illegal agreement is what agreement? Void agreement. We already covered. No free consent is happening. It is again called void. No free consent is happening. So, what we have covered till now? We have covered some 50 concepts relating to that. If you listen to this again and again, I wanted, first I am covering 50 by 50. The moment when you complete this 50, again go back to the video and listen to it again. You will be able to get it very, very easily. One time will not be sufficient. You need to cover mostly. So what we will do, one session, we will cover 50, 50, 50, and we will make ourselves really strong in Indian Contract Act 1872. Are we clear?